In this video we'll talk about the XML. It is one of the technologies that is used for web services security. So as you know, XML is a markup language that uses tags, and it is used to support web services security. Then it uses tags, and it is used as a mechanism to identify structures in a document, or sometimes to specify the presentation or presentation style or format. So just like in the case of HTML. So here you can, when you compare, if you are trying to compare this with HTML, here there are no predefined tags in the case of XML. And the XML tags are used to represent data or the structure of data. So HTML, as you know, there is a common markup language. The tags in HTML, as you know, is used to tell the browser how to display the content of a web page. So whereas XML tags are used to describe data, in particular the structure of the data. So here you can see there is best example is that a chapter in a textbook is made up of say one or more sections, and each section sometimes will be made up of 0 or more subsections, and each subsection is made up of say one or more paragraphs. So the tagging, so here we can the tagging style of XML will be something similar to this. Now XML is a meta language. That is, it provides a facility to define tag sets in diverse fields. So that is what is said, that is predefined. There are no predefined tags. You can define tags say as you like. Now just like the HTML, the XML also has starting and say ending tags. The most basic kind of markup in XML document is an element, or the basic unit in an XML is called as an element. Now the start of element within a document is indicated by a start tag, which contains the name of the element, say within the angular brackets. So there is the same convention is used that is followed in HTML. So here we can see an example here. So this is an example XML document. So here we can see that there is these are all predefined tags. So XML version all those things are specified here. Then if you compare HTML with this document, you can see the differences. So here these tags, all tags are say not predefined tags. This name, so there is a tag. So here you can see that ship to. So there is an element here. So this is the starting tag, and this is the corresponding ending tag. So there is, here you can see at line 3 there is a starting tag, and at line 9 there is an ending tag. Now sometimes an element may contain only data, or it may contain other sub-elements. So that depends upon the different scenarios. Sometimes the element will contain only data, sometimes it will contain other sub-elements, or sometimes it will contain data as well as sub-elements. Now an element may contain say 0 or more attributes. So this here you can see that there is an attribute ship to, so country is equal to India, so that is an attribute. So an attribute is a name value pair which appears say after the element name in the element start tag. So if you look at here, you can see ship to, this is start tag, and near that you can see the element that is a attribute. So here name value pair is there, country is equal to India, so that is attribute. Now if you look at here the purchase order, so there is a highly structured XML document, and it describes the name and address of the person receiving the shipment occurs first. So there is a you can see that it's very meaningful and it's very logical. So first there is a ship to, so there is a name, that is name, address, all those things. To him it should be shipped. Then you can see the details of the item. So that is what is there in the purchase order. Now the correct sequencing and nesting of elements inside the XML document is necessary, because the computers are expected to process these documents. So if you don't have a clear structure, then it will be very difficult for the computer to process these documents. Now that is we will be using, that is to analyze the XML or to process the XML document. So computers normally use a document called as document type definition. So document, or it is also called as, or in some other cases we will be using an XML schema. So using a document type DTD, document type definition, or XML schema, you will be able to get more information about the XML. So schema we have studied in database. Database schema means it is so it will give you an idea about the structure of the table or of the database. So it is database schema. Similarly here XML schema or document type definition will give you an idea about the nature of the XML document. So it's an XML schema that contains rules for interpreting document contents. So here you can see some of the rules are this, that is the rules include information such as that is what is the element type. In XML the basic unit is element, and in DTD you can see the type of the element, that is sometimes it will be string, sometimes it will be decimal, sometimes it will be complex type, etc., etc. Now second type of rules, that is an element optional, and if not, how many times it occur. That is optional means that is sometimes that element will not be necessary. So if it is optional, then it will be specified in the DTD. Now if it is there, that is it may occur many times. So number of times number of times it occurs. So that number, all these things will be in DTD. Sometimes it will occur once or one or more times. It will occur. So that will be. Now there is does the tag have any attribute? So if so, the name and type of the attribute, that will be there. Then the content of an element. We have seen before, that is the element may contain sub-elements, or some elements will contain data, some elements will contain data as well as sub elements. So if the element contains data or sub element, that will be written in DTD. Then the sequence of nesting, that is, what is the sequence of elements and how they are nested. So these are the things that you can see in the DTD. So by looking at DTD, document type definition, you will get an idea about the XML document, and also the computers will use this to process the XML documents. So here this is an example for the there is XML schema. That is, you can see here that is, if we closely examine this, you can see the some of the things that is specified roles you can see here. So here say attribute, there is an attribute here, so name and type, those are specified here. And here minimum occurrence is equal to 0, so its number of occurrence is specified. So here element, name of the element and type of the element, so that is specified here. Then here coming here, this is a address, so that can be considered as a complex type, because address will contain name, street, city, state, pin, etc. So that address is the type name is equal to address, and you can see element name is equal to this and type is equal to. So then here coming here, you can see that again item is another complex type, and inside the item you can see there will be different elements. Say element name is equal to item, so minimum number of occurrence is equal to 0. Maximum occurs is equal to unbounded, so that is number of times it occurs. So those. Now here there is a say attribute. You can see the rule when attribute is the value is equal to 200. So this is the, we have seen the purchase order XML document before. So this is the XML schema for that purchase document.